Yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Breathe just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weekend, harmless. Take
Welcome to Primetime. We're still on the path to conquest, and 2 more qualifiers will be taking place here tonight. We also have a number 1 contendership for the Women's World Championship in our main event. A whole lot of action scheduled here. So why don't we head to the ring for our first conquest qualifier? It's going to be a big one. Well, let's kick off Primetime correctly. It's a conquest qualifier, so fatal 4-way action to get us going.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match. Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso!
Well, a new look Jimmy Uso as Big Jim holding on a few pounds extra muscle here tonight ahead of this matchup. Last week we saw his brother, main event Jey Uso, take center stage as a mystery opponent in his losing sort of debut of the gimmick. Tonight, Big Jim looking to get something his brother did not. A W in a qualifying matchup here tonight. But to do it, the Hounds will be barking here in the Primetime Arena.
And his opponents, first from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Braun Breaker!
And he must go through the badass dog that is Braun Breaker. This is set to be a hard-hitting affair, and it's only our opener for the show. A big matchup on the table already. Qualification is gonna be a difficult beast to tackle. Breaker, solid in recent performances. Looking overall as a favorite in this matchup, based on the stars I know to be involved here. Can he deliver the explosive W he is after? Certainly a question on many's mind. When you talk explosivity, nothing compares to the Mad Russian and those H-bombs that can be dropped on you within an instant. As Dragunov prepares himself.
And from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilya Dragunov!
Can he qualify and join the following star-studded lineup at Conquest: Aleister Black, The Miz, DDP, and Kazuchika Okada. Certainly a lot of talent already in that matchup, and well, one of these 4 stars will be joining them. Dragunov, Big Jim, Ron Breakker, and who makes up the 4th spot? Well, how about some DMX as a New Jack rounds out the lineup? Honestly, you're adding some hard-hitting power to this one. Hardcore legend. Certainly something that is going around the blocks over recent weeks.
And from Los Angeles, weighing in at 240 pounds, New Jack!
Because obviously at Conquest we'll see the Sandman in action, going up and challenging Drew McIntyre for his championship. Obviously, that's a story on a breakdown, but for now, you have to say the focus squarely for New Jack on Conquest, qualifying and challenging Abyss for that television championship. Well, the lineup meeting up in the squared circle for the first time as this fatal 4-way is underway. Braun flattening New Jack as Ilya, Rainmaker dropping Jimmy Uso. And well, that's a kind of a potent maneuver to start this one off for Ilya. Maybe signaling that he has his partner, Kazuchika Okada's number, or potential paying homage to his partner, because those two have teamed together in the past here in IPW to some regional success. Obviously, if Dragunov does qualify, it's no longer buddy-buddy with the Rainmaker. It is a war for the ages between the two of them and 6 other stars in that matter. Obviously, after this week, we'll be down to our final qualifiers, singular qualifiers, as well, we're on Conquest Week next week. A beautiful time to be in an IPW start of the year, to be honest. Conquest last year, beautiful in its execution, as Dragunov and Braun just taunting in front of each other. Ilya's going to grab a hold of Braun eventually. Looked a little funky fresh there, but hey, it is what it is. Now, as we continue to watch the action unfolding here, New Jack and Jimmy Uso battling Braun and Ilya. New Jack gonna turn his attention now back to Braun, not forgetting the early stages of the match. Is then gonna relegate himself to battling Ilya. There's a pinfall coming through here for Big Jim. Not gonna be able to get the win off of that one, but certainly a solid 1 count there. New Jack just going full aggro on everyone. Drops Braun Breaker after dealing with Ilya Dragunov. Oh, big running knee by the Mad Russian. Connecting heavy onto Braun Breaker. As now Braun and Jimmy working together to drop Ilya, and now maybe turning their attention to, well, each other. Neck breaker from Breaker. Drops Big Jim. Now battles with New Jack. Has New Jack in the fireman's carry. Up, down, gutbuster. Connecting with the double knees into the stomach area. Nicely executed there. Belly to back suplex from New Jack, who follows up with a headbutt. He is starting to just become a war machine in this matchup, just dealing with everyone. And to be honest, as the cannonball comes through from Dragunov into the cover, Breaker's recovering, but not in time. Hung up on the ropes, still stunned. Dragunov gets an early 2 count. As I was saying, you have to feel that New Jack may look to bring in the weaponry to this battle. Sort of his forte. But right now, not really opting for that. Instead, he's staggered, now taking it to Big Jim, who fights him off, breaks the pin up. A back rake comes through from New Jack, trying to take over this situation. Ilya. Beautiful suplex there. A super kick from Big Jim. Gonna go wayward. Backdrop suplex from Ilya. Steel chair brought into the picture here for Big Jim. With just some corks, 4 big shots onto Braun Breaker, who really has yet to get going into this matchup. Has been kind of squashed, more or less, in the early goings. Finally, a chance for Breaker to go on the offensive. Just gonna toss Big Jim into the barricade. Fires back, hooks him up, but Big Jim's got his number again. A super kick, and then another. This one to the back of the head. And well, Dragunov delivers a powerbomb. We've only got 2 men standing. It's Dragunov and Big Jim. And well, now it's just Dragunov and Braun. New Jack getting to his feet, but I've got a feeling it's not going to make much of a difference as Breaker dragging Ilya, and in fact just picking him up and slamming him into that LED ring post. Big impact there for the American Star over the Mad Russian. Breaker and New Jack in tandem returning to the ring. As that's the cannonball shot for Ilya. Going for the cover, but Jimmy Uso breaks it up. New Jack thinking, bow driver. Spikes Jimmy into the mat, and now Ilya has the chance to capitalize. Lock this up, drops the senton, but he to no avail, misses. Oh, Breaker misses, I should say. Now Braun. Straps come down. Big boot from Ilya, misses onto New Jack. Goes for the cutter. Can't get it. Instead, it's Big Jim with the spear. Cuts him in half. 1. An early count from me, but only the 1 needed. As well, Ilya keeping the matchup alive. New Jack slowly gets to his feet, as does Breaker. Dragunov's been busted open now. That's kind of interesting. So is Braun. And it's unsurprising that Braun has, as the spear from Big Jim connects. From out of nowhere, he cuts New Jack in half. New Jack's already busted open. 2 count there. Ilya, big high knee connecting. That was pretty freaking gnarly. And could you imagine Ilya Dragunov, Aleister Black, as a spear from Breaker connects. Big Jim slow to his feet. 1, 2. in time to the ring before the 3 came down, but Dragunov able to kick out without any help at all. Breaker now has the opportunity to seize control of this matchup, tossing Dragunov back in. But New Jack delivering a headbutt and a clothesline. A super kick from Big Jim though. Everybody laid around this arena. Super kick again from Big Jim. And another spin out. Driver there for Breaker. Was forced into action to break up the pin attempt there from that symphony of super kicks. And another. Jimmy's just throwing them carelessly without any due diligence. And well, if he keeps connecting like that, he is bound to knock someone's lights out. Breaker catching Ilya with a spear. Big Jim, he drops New Jack, but he's able to still be in a position to just stop Breaker's pin after hitting the spear. World's Strongest Slam comes through by Breaker. Turns his attention to New Jack. Ilya exits the ring, but that might be a mistake as a Gore Buster comes through from Breaker. Kendo stick in hand, and that's going to stop the play as that cannonball shot from Ilya connects. New Jack in, breaks up the pin. And spit from Big Jim. He cuts New Jack in half, pop-up Samoan drop. All he has to do is contend with Bron Breaker, get him out the equation, and net himself the W, but Bron might do that himself. A super kick from Big Jim into the cover. Down for the count, 1, 2, and a mistake from Bron. Almost costs him the match, but New Jack kicks out, keeps the belt alive. These 4 stars still thrive, but a low blow might just end Big Jim's night. They call him Big Jim for a reason, and, well, that's gonna sting. Clothesline from New Jack into the cover. Somehow Big Jim recovers. Unfazed, it seems, by that shot down low. Breaker. Buster. Explodes New Jack. And now into the cover. Down for the count, but Big Jim there keeps the matchup alive once more. Ilya falling. Super kick from Big Jim. Answering. New Jack. He's going for the big shot. Pile driver. Calls to the cover, but Breaker there. Spear. No. Reversed. Big Jim, the opportunity. Can't connect. Instead, super kick. He does it in the end. Ilya flies through the air. Takes out Jimmy. And now, Breaker, the only one in his path. Uranagi onto the kendo stick. Heavy offense now from Dragunov. Boom. New Jack returning. All 4 in a viable position to win this one now. The stairs in the way of 2 grueling battlers. The Inzaguri negates them entirely. Frankensteiner from Breaker. New Jack, belly to belly, drills Bron into the mat, and well, got 2 standing, but it might not be 2 for much longer. Ilya taken down, bulldogged. Breaker, a nice combo of shots comes through. Sends New Jack running. Can't capitalize. Instead, hits the lariat. Does though. Off of the second attempt, capitalize. Breaker takes Big Jim up. Not gonna go for a powerbomb. Instead, Swirly busts open. The former IPW Undisputed Tag Champion. And now, could be out of the picture, could be in a winning attempt here. Both men going for it. No. Breaker opts to not go for the pin. Smart, because he realized Dragunov was in pinning position. H-bomb! And you just see the arm dragging across the face of New Jack there by Ilya. Dropping that big, stiff right. Pinfall attempt here. Jimmy catching Braun, costing him the match. Well, the Mad Russian is going to Conquest. And well, that storyline of him and Kazuchika Okada, they're going to come to blows in our television championship Conquest matchup. What about that's going to be? 'Cause right now, just looking at how everyone's shaped up in this, explosivity, certainly a factor. And the star power of this matchup, succumbing to Ilya, overall is quite surprising. But as for Jimmy Uso, again, both Usos since going it alone, going solo, unsuccessful in their matchups. And in fact, I would say Jimmy cost himself the bout here.
Here is your winner, Ilya Dragunov.
And that's a similar story to one of our other matches tonight. Costing someone a matchup as well as yourself. But more on that as we move on to our next bout. Well, from one change of pace to another.
Following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Chase U from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Thea Hale.
How about we talk about a former North American champion, Thea Hale, taking to the ring, here to really bring us to a new level. Tonight, Hale could be in tag team action, and I've heard grumblings that her partner is about to elevate the teachings that Thea currently has. And no, this isn't Thea joining the Alpha Academy. It's her joining Big Mama Pump School for swole activities.
From Austin, Texas, Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace looking to really get into the title scene here in IPW. And certainly, she has the caliber, the skills to do so. It's just whether or not she can earn her shot. Something that not many have been able to do is get into the title picture. Maintain enough success and earn the shot. Typically one and done, and then you fall to the wayside. Tonight they've got a shot. Well, it's not singles gold thereafter. This is a title eliminator for Fatal Influences Women's Tag Team Championships. Jasmine Nix, JC Jane look ready. They're not coming alone.
And accompanied by Kiana James, the undisputed Women's World Tag Team Champions, Jack Man, Nick S. In
all teal, all ready to go. The tag champions set to compete, and they bring Kiana James along for the ride. Last matchup, Maurice accompanied her husband, did get involved, but in the end it wasn't enough for them to earn the win. Fatal Influence have their trusty manager Kiana James, who has been impactful in many bouts at ringside. As we said, this is a tag championship eliminator. Beat the champs, earn a shot at conquest. Simple as that. And we look at the rap sheet of stars and teams that the tag champions have beaten all the way back to when they won the belts. You've got a long laundry list of stars. The recent challengers, obviously the Bella Twins. Certainly impressive in that victory was Fatal Influence. That's just a slap to Thea Hale by Jane. And in their typical stand-up, Jasmine Nix starts for Fatal Influence. Jane watching from ringside. Thea Hale battling for her team, with Grace standing by the ring rope. Nix roll up here early, pinning down only one of them legs. Makes it an easy escape for Thea. If we look at the repertoire that these stars kind of possess, it's the kicking power of Nix and then the big right for Jane. Thea obviously known more for that submissive style. I mean submission style, not submissive style. But that Fujiwara armbar, there's a rolling through its hand there for Jane, misses. Crucifix pin for Thea. Not going to be able to net the W just yet, but Jane able to survive as well. That's a big hip toss from Thea. The tag champions, as said, they've gone through a lot of stiff competition. The last loss was to the Meta 2. And while it was a non-title battle, the Meta 2 were forced into a number 1 contendership bout against the Bella Twins, which they fell short in. Big Fisherman's Buster from Grace. As we were telling that story, but my word, that's the power that Grace possesses. Getting back on the topic, you must feel that the Meta 2 might be watching on with bated breath, hoping that kind of Thea and Grace aren't able to beat Jane and Nix, who make a tag there. Thea missing, giving Jane the opportunity to escape, and JC's flat out on her stomach. Pop up right there for Nix. Jasmine's starting to get going. Is going to be taken down here by Thea. Big shots coming in from Hale, who, as we know, has stepped up in recent months her solo game. Now in tag action, certainly looking to utilize her new gained skill and translate it into a synergy with maybe Jordan Grace. Huge Harlem sidekick there for Nix, who goes and makes a tag. In comes Jane once more. Grace, though, through big lariat. Stiff with that shot, drops Jane. Kiana's trying to get in there. But the 2 count, all that it's going to end up being. Grace, a scoop, slam. Down into the mat with the champ, and well, a lot of things on the line, obviously, to note the importance of this battle. It is a kind of a number 1 contendership matchup in some regard, a title eliminator. We saw one of those on IPW Underground on Sunday. That falling in the favor of Mark Henry. Jane, though, back on the offensive, trying to just eliminate this makeshift team from qualification. And we talked in our last match about the mixed tag division and the stars involved in it, and how they kind of are looking to form teams and maybe make a name for themselves on Underground. But the women's tag division, you look at some of the teams that could potentially be challenging Nyx and Jane, and well, they're kind of all falling short. And Fatal Influence, as a unit, have just been picking up momentum. Last week, obviously, a loss for a star-studded lineup. Obviously, Lainey Reed took the pin and is not here tonight due to suffering an injury in that matchup. I believe she will be back, though, in time for Conquest, if she is to obviously compete there. Now, I don't know how that would happen, considering Fatal Influence, obviously, their matchups are kind of all in the books. If Thea and Grace win this, they certainly have a tag team championship out between Jane and Nyx and, well, Thea and Grace. But Lainey Reed might end up having to be a second Kiana. That's the big Superman punch connecting. I guess it's more of a Superwoman punch from Nyx. Dropping Thea, who's really struggled. Not able to escape the punishment. Northern Light suplex comes through from Nyx. She's going to make the tag, and Thea makes a slow crawl, is able to tag out. In comes Grace. Caught by Jane, sent flying into fatal territory, and that's not good. Tossed to the center. Stereo super kicks connect. Fatal Influence unloading. Full control of this matchup. Jordan Grace is just taking punishment like it's no man's business. Tag again. This time it's not good, because it's a meet in the middle from the tag champs. Into the cover goes Jane. One and a breakup by Thea. Still, JC maintains control. Off the ropes and boom, big time knee connects. Jordan taken down. Jane not done. Irish whip puts Grace into fatal territory, but Jordan able to escape. But there's Kiana James, the difference maker. JC gets to keep control, and Jordan in trouble. Grace fighting back though. Drop down, a leapfrog. Big Mama Pump hits the spin around that tilt the world slam. Puts down the champ. And now hooks her up. Muscle Buster. Bang! Into the pin. 1, 2. Nyx comes in, but it's a little too late. JC able to kick out though. Back elbow from Grace. Connects and makes the tag. In comes Thea. She just needs to put the champ down. Rolls through with that senton. JC on dream streak, and she's about to be put down. Twisting with the neck breaker. And Thea ascends to the heavens. Hits no, misses a splash. JC gonna make her pay. A kick to the gut, and wisely the champ escapes danger. Gets a chance to recover now on the apron. And Jasmine Nyx into the picture to clean this up. Boom! Big right from Nyx, but Grace able to stop her from getting a bit cocky, taunting in the corner. Big shot from Nix. It is again. JC Jane just lands that cheap shot, causing a distraction to Thea. And now Nix gets to clean up. Thea trapped in the corner, and there's the tag. The tag champions hit the shoulder blocks together. Jane, a chance to end it. Rolls through. That's the Kimura, that Fujiwara armbar. That's Thea Hale's own maneuver used against her. Trademark, fatal influence. Cocky, brash, and know how to execute your move better than you do. Rolling encore attempted though by Jane. Fails to connect. Thea keeps herself alive in this bout. Jane, trapped, tag made. Thea escaping danger and now gonna send Grace into it. Flying through with the shoulder block from the top rope. And Jordan Grace has JC Jane lined up. What is Big Mama Pump thinking? Pump. Handle slam. Brings down the leg to trap Jane into the pin, but Nix, unaccounted for, breaks it up before danger can come to play. Death Valley driver though. Exploding into it is Grace, and still JC Jane able to kick out, the champion not going down without a fight. And you have to feel that Nix really wants to get into this. Save JC Jane, who escapes out the back door. Neck breaker. Puts down Grace. Jane needs to get out of there, but still she battles with Jordan. Kiana's into the ring. What? Nix taunts on the outside, leaving Jane to do all the work here. Big Mama Pump hooks up JC, stalling in the air. Jackhammer. JC fires back, big boot to the side of the head, and this could be the demise of Grace. Tag made. Nix into the picture, off the ropes. Boom, big boot. And now, just gonna stomp Jordan into the mat. Nix, fairly fresh, can look to punish the opponent as a slap from JC. Ripcord, forearm smash. Nix has her trapped in the corner. Cesaro shots called as Nix, boom, flatliner into the cover. 1, 2, rope break. Grace able to get a hand on that rope, barely though. It looked like maybe only just a finger. Nix though still going to unload, still has control. But now a roll-up attempt, Jordan trying to steal it. Whoa, not even a 1 count. No. Burning. No. GTH. Nix's own maneuver used against her. Able to kick out of it. That is a fatal influence maneuver. Used against fatal influence, and Grace is going to look to punish even more. Torture rack bomb. Spins her out into the pin, and well, JC Jane just walks nonchalantly in to break it up. Nix rolls out to the safety of the ringside, but Grace is going to instead just turn her attention to Jane. Backdrop onto the apron. Kiana watches on as Grace sent running. James, what's she doing here? Oh, Nix tries to charge into Thea. Grace is fired up, it seems. Nix returns, well, up and over. Caught by Grace. Tilt the world by Jordan Grace, stopping Nyx's attempted charge in, and a world's strongest slam puts her down. Big Mama Pump is not playing around now. She looks to put away the tag champs. Big right and a left, another right. Those are stiff lariats ending in a charging attack from Grace. Jasmine Nyx on wobbly legs, on dream streak it seems, but able to reverse the Irish whip there. Grace taking the back of Nyx, gonna take her a little stroll to the ropes. And well, that's gonna be a bad decision, as Nyx sends her flying. As well, a 10 beats of a ballad comes through from Nyx onto Thea. There's no escape now for Jordan Grace. Those shots drop Thea to the ringside. Nyx slowly trying to crawl to safety, but caught. That back elbow shot that Fatal Influence loves so much, delivered to them. Grace almost gets the win off of it. A 2 count off that effort, but she is rolling. Deadlifts Nyx up into the power slam. Nyx up to her feet, catches Jordan up onto the torture rack position. GTH busting open Grace into the cover. 1, 2. No. Nyx thought that was 3. I did too, but still. Grace able to hang on. Nyx is fired up. Thea's back into the picture. Wheelbarrow arm drag from Thea. Grace slowly able to get back to her feet. Needs to make it back to the apron. Nyx. Irish whip sends Thea for a nice run. A drop down. A leapfrog. Can't connect with a gut punch. Instead, it's Thea with her own. And Thea eats a couple of gut punches this time. Not able to capitalize. Kick to the gut. Sting with the neck breaker. Into the cover she goes. Nyx down. 1, 2. And a kick out. The tag champions surviving on pure adrenaline, on pure instinct, you name it, they are doing it. Because this is not skill that's keeping them alive, it is grit and determination. Because, well, Thea and Grace are bringing it to them. JC going to be brought back into the matchup now. Jane had time to recover from that very effective offense that Grace unleashed on her. You can see on Jordan's face, busted open. Jane now. Big boot, just gonna bait Thea into trying to stand up, and this time, this is just JC Jane being Jane. Off the ropes, boom, not gonna hit the knee this time. Instead, it's Thea leaping through the air, dropping JC. And now, Jane's worst nightmare is Jordan Grace back in the ring. Irish whip. Drop down. Leapfrog. Pump kick misses. What the... yes! It connected for Grace. And now Grace. Death Valley. Tag made. In comes Thea. These two, long storied history. In fact, I think I've seen signs in the background related to these two, and well, Thea trying to get an unlikely win over JC Jane. Still not happening, but this might do it. Kimura locked in, but rope break called. Jane, safety from Nyx, breaking up that submission hold. JC yet to recover, and that definitely is a sign Thea Hale and JC Jane. JC, obviously, bringing that fatal influence. And Thea could be about to eat it. Tag made by the tag champions. Stereo super kicks. The boot injected into the face. Nick's now legal to battle Thea. And a slow walk to her opponent. Thea given time to recover. Nick's big Superman punch. Count reaching 6. The champs could look for a count out. Not going to do so. Instead, Hale returned to the ring and, well, she's caught. Nick sends her running. Big time knee connects and the cover comes through. Grayson breaks it up. Nothing but trouble. Tag out. Jane back into the picture. And this, you have to feel, could be the ending for this one. Hale has taken a lot of damage. Stereo suplex. As Nyx ascends up top. Looking to fly, looking to take out. And that's a Superman punch off the top. That's just a game changer. That's just a statement maker. Nyx wants to end this here. And now, Thea busted open. The boots continue to scrape the face. And a charge in for Nyx. Making the statement. Thea needs to get up, needs to get out of here. Jasmine Nyx is not giving her that chance. Maybe not. It's Thea capitalizing on Nyx's mistake. Tag out. She escapes the danger. But Nyx walks head first into Grace. Spine buster. Jordan not done yet. Off the... No. Kiana James catches Grace and stops her in her tracks. Nyx takes the back. Big kick to it. And Nyx makes the tag out. Jane back in. Rolling encore attempted, missing. Back elbow from Jane. Stops Grace. Nyx and Jane are getting so lucky. Nyx caught, escapes out the back. Grace really trying her best to just get a hold of Jane, who hits that rolling pump kick into the cover. Thea's coming in, a long charge in, able to break it up. That was almost certainly it. Jane now on the verge of victory. Rolling encore. This time she connects into the cover. Thea cannot come in, and that is that. Hill and Grace put on one heck of a show, but they are eliminated from contention for the tag championships. Fatal Influence. This is why they pay Kiana James the big bucks, let's be honest. That one moment distracting Jordan as she was starting to build up momentum, to then JC Jane coming through, clutching up, winning this matchup. That rolling encore has been such a potent weapon in JC Jane's arsenal for many a year. Wasn't able to hit it until the final moment of this matchup. And she swung for the fences and just took out Grace. Honestly, what a matchup from these two teams.
Here are your winners, JC Jade and Jack Man, Nick and
Tag champions.
Influence.
Still without an opponent at Conquest. Will some team step up to the plate? We shall have to see. Well, it's time for some singles action to change the pace. Well, it's bringing the smoke time as well.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Street Profits from Chicago, Illinois. Weighing in at 232 pounds, one half of the undisputed mixed tag champions, Montez Ford.
Well, Montez is hyped up as ever, and well, he should be. He knows his opponent heading into Conquest. As well, in last week, we saw the Wyatt Six taking on the It Couple, and it was number one contendership on the line. The It Couple won that matchup, and me, at the time, did not realize this. But The Miz is doing double duty at Conquest. He makes Tag Championship bout, and then the Conquest 8-man KO Buckfest. It's not even KO, it's just 8-way Buckfest.
And his opponent, accompanied by Maurice, residing in Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds, The Miz!
Well, The Miz in action here tonight. Obviously bound to Conquest twice. And now, a tester matchup for how that mixed tag bout may end up. There's a singles action between the men going to be taking place. Maurice obviously in the corner of The Miz. As for something pretty interesting, there is potential that Bianca Belair, who is absent from Montez Ford's corner, could be in double duty as well. But we shall see, as she is competing later tonight, hence why she's not in Montez's corner. So let's get going. Springboard DDT connects for Montez's. We've got some storylines building between these two teams. Obviously, Miz and Maurice are former mixed tag champions here in IPW. And the mixed tag division kind of between each month falls to the wayside a little bit. Obviously, the main tag belts being those held by Team 3D and then Fatal Influence. Those see a lot more in terms of action. And so I've heard grumblings that Ludwig Kaiser over on Underground would love to have those championships on his show each week and potentially have a mixed tag division. Something obviously that will have to pull together, and it would remove the mixed tag championships from being defended on Primetime, Breakdown, and potentially live events, only to be seen on Underground. Obviously, speaking of Underground, we have a new Underground champion that saw victory over the former champion Ivy Nile, as she does also compete on Primetime. Miss Sol Ruka takes the belt away in a MMA bout. It goes against the traditional style that Nile had been competing in, those submission bouts, similar to her male counterpart in the Underground Championship scene, Kurt Angle, who had been exclusively defending his belt in submission matches. But focusing back on this matchup, a beautiful belly-to-back suplex there from Montez Ford, as Maurice removed that top turnbuckle pad. As that happens, she's, well, gonna force the referee to intervene. Montez, a scoop and a slam, puts down The Miz. And wisely, Miz rolls out, evades danger for only a split second. Does eat a nice scoop slam onto the floor on the ringside area. Finally, the referee gonna put the turnbuckle pad back on. Miz, nice shots down low, takes it back and comes through with a lariat. Referee, Big Man Gregathy, judging this down the middle. Irish whip from Miz sends Montez crashing out. And Miz, not known to fly, so not going to go charging through the ropes. Does hit a stiff shot on the outside though, and this is that sort of style that Miz likes to impose. Not typically known for being, quote, any particular style. It's just there to annoy you and wear you down. This team of him and Miz and Maurice have had that affinity for the top turnbuckle pad, it seems. Removing it once more does the Miz this time. Nice neck breaker though. Montez fires back with a boot, off through, big line, drops the Miz. And once again, our referee, Big Man Gregathy, earning his money here tonight. Typically, he's known for not enforcing rope-breakable maneuvers. But yeah, tonight he's doing a good, solid job inside the squared circle. Miz ascends to the second rope. It's a nice splash onto Montez there. Big boot misses. Montez, though, gonna follow it up. And it's interesting to note both these guys kind of accolades in their career. While it doesn't seem like it, Miz is a Grand Slam champion. Montez, former tag champion. And the Street Profits in IPW not yet really been seen to pop off. Kind of set on the wayside as, well, Montez finding success with Bianca Belair, is a lifelong partner. Big blockbuster connecting. Referee distracted here. Maurice getting involved. And the stomper is attention as Montez gets a bit froggy. Hits the frog splash. Referee still distracted. No count just yet. Gives Miz chance to kick out at one. Perfect work. And that's why it pays to have a manager in your corner. We see it so often as that's a beautiful force kick. I think to the likes of Kiana James as Montez gets froggy once more. Hits it into the cover as well. 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy for the tag champ. Earning the W in a mismatch situation. And to be honest, The Miz really could not get going. A lot of awkward positions for him. And I just look at it, and the amount of offense he got was probably just that scoop slam. Smash was a little awkward in terms of landing, but that's it. That's all The Miz did this match. Montez just rolled the blockbuster into then 2 consecutive frog splashes, while Maurice tried her best to keep her husband alive in this matchup. It was never enough, and Montez walks away with the dub.
Here is your winner, Montez Ford.
Obviously, if Angelo was stood next to him as he did that, he'd know how insane his partner is, but Montez victorious here tonight. Well, let's get into our second Conquest qualifier here tonight. As the trumpets sound, it's time to whoop that trick.
Four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing in at 205 pounds, Trick Williams.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Honestly, Trick Williams looking for momentum, looking to capitalize off this shot. Can he do it? That's the real question. Because this matchup is filled to the brim with talented stars. And Trick's looking to follow in Ilya Dragunov's path, the underdog for the matchup, with a shot at success. And yeah, we look at the rest of how that Ilya matchup went. He certainly knew what he was doing. He was throwing the big shots. Trick really needs to hit that trick shot over and over if he is to win this, because the talent is heating up with the greatest luchador of all time. Liv is on top of this man. And he's loving every moment of it.
First, representing the Judgment Day from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom has been in and around the television championship for quite some time, but getting the shot has been eluding him. Tonight, that shot could be coming his way, because this is quote-unquote a number 1 contenders match. Let's be honest. Win it and you're getting a shot at the belt regardless of the fact that there are 7 other men challenging Abyss for that belt. But right now, Dirty Dom staring into distance, realizing it's time for composure. It's time to try and win this one. No Judgment Day, no backup. It's all skill, all necessary skills needed.
Hey,
Oh, oh.
And from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 233 pounds, Pat McAfee!
Well, if Dirty Dom has been hanging around the television championship shot, this man's been nowhere close, let's be honest. Just gifted this chance. And while he's feeling the vibe right now, I've noticed a trend from our general managers of recent months since the brand split. They've been granting anyone a chance at earning a shot. While it's not a bad thing, it raises the competition drastically, but in some situations like this, where you have a field of stars that deserve to be in this matchup, that won't get a shot.
From the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga!
You have to feel that they will be outrightly outraged by the fact that Pat McAfee gets a freebie here tonight. 0 primetime matches going into his debut. I believe he may have competed in a draft battle, maybe in the turmoil matchup, but other than that, he has done nothing in IPW. That gets on the nerve of a lot of stars, and so I've got a feeling that imposing a Samoan Bulldozer on him is very much a just thing. Well, all four are in the ring right now. Let's get going with this, your second Conquest qualifier here tonight. Ref rings the bell and we're underway, and, well, Pat McAfee able to drop Trick Williams with the first shot of the match. Dirty Dom battling with Umaga and surprisingly getting the better of the Samoan Bulldozer. Obviously, along lineages. Oh, McAfee makes a mistake. Crushed in the corner. You don't get cocky when there is a Samoan in a matchup. Costly mistake for him, but Umaga not going to be able to follow it up, because Dirty Dom through with the code red, handling in his own inner Roxanne Perez to hit that Pop Rocks, as it's also known. Drop kick from McAfee, and he is starting to show some athleticism. Drops the elbow into Trick, but here's Dirty Dom up to his dirty tricks, and this is an issue for most involved. No DQ means that Dirty Dom can be as dirty as he likes. Low blows aplenty could be coming his way as well. We saw one earlier coming out from New Jack. On to Big Jim. The Big Jim probably isn't big no more. Umaga spins him out, inverse TKO. For a moment, I thought we may have been getting a burning hammer. Not the case, as backdrop comes through from Umaga, and then a super kick. Around the world goes McAfee into the DDT. But there's Dom hitting the net breaker. Back taken of Trick, but Trick protecting his own back. Big uppercut. Dropping Dirty Dom, and this is starting to get into a dangerous situation for most involved. Dom now takes McAfee for a little stroll, but Pat Matt's going to be able to escape that. Of course he does. Gun stun out from Williams as he evades Umaga's big, decapitating lariat. Early pinfall attempt here. Going to be broken up by Dirty Dom. And this matchup, comparative to our opener, not really filled with storylines. Let's be honest, this is more so just 4 stars just vying for qualification, the conquest, and none with really any championship history in IPW bar Trick Williams. And even then, that's tag team gold. Going back to the Trick bounce days. Dom hits the dropkick off the ropes. And now back with a kendo stick in hand, he's going to load a shot into McAfee. Opts for the cover here. Williams can come in and break that up, but he's instead just opting to clear the tabletop. Potentially permanently take Umaga out this matchup. Not the case, because the Samoan Bulldozer enters the ring for a Samoan spike. McAfee tries to capitalize. Has Umaga hooked up, scoops him up, but cannot slam him down, and Umaga collapses on top of him. Pinfall attempt here, and well, the Samoan Bulldozer not playing fair. Does, however, have his pin broken up by Williams. Back and forth as Dom sends McAfee running into the ropes, dialing it up for a 619. The boots connect and it's busted him open. Dom heads up top, but that's a mistake. Pinfall attempt here. Williams trying to steal it from under the guise of Dirty Dom. Big DDT from Dom. Gonna cover Umaga, who kicks out before a 1 count comes through. McAfee back to his feet after receiving the 619. Wheelbarrow, arm drag from Dom. McAfee, Scorpion Death Drop. Responds to Dom's aggression. And now, just stealing Umaga's opponent. And that's not wise. It gives the Bulldozer more reason to beat you up. And that is what's going to happen to McAfee. Nerve trapped and taken down to the mat. Umaga about to destroy, but Dom hits the dropkick, stops it. McAfee, big, stiff, right, drills Trick. And it looks like we've got 2 high flyers. Swanton bomb from McAfee connects, but Mysterio fails to hit the crossbody. Pinfall attempt here. Mysterio trying to steal McAfee's work. Pat up over Code Red into the pin. Let's go. But it's not enough just yet to earn the W. Instead, sent away side. Mysterio gonna maybe clean up his work. Well, I say clean it up. He can't lift Umaga, and Umaga's gonna make him pay. Never mind. Mysterio escapes, hits the dropkick. Williams chop block. Takes down McAfee. Umaga being set up. Trick twisting through on a dime. Puts Umaga down. Will someone break this up? The answer is no, because McAfee hits that running punch. He drops Mysterio for only a moment, and Dom's banged to his feet. Williams, boom, stiff right of his own, a super kick from Mysterio, turning himself into Big Jim with those. And Dom's got a few targets to go high flying into. Gets Froggy onto Umaga. Code Red from McAfee into the cover. Mysterio breaks it up, realizes a danger. Dom unloads some heavy shots now around the world, gonna take down Umaga. McAfee does the same thing, but with less flippy shit. Now, gonna just deal with Umaga. You can't be thinking pile driver. No, he's thinking destroyer. Not what I expected to see, but flashy nonetheless. Now has fireman's carry of Trick Williams, who just hits that spinning pump kick. And there's the trick shot. Dom's out. Umaga slow to his feet. 1, 2, barely enough time for Umaga to break that one up. Williams probably distraught. He thought he'd done enough there. But the Samoan Bulldozer, right place, right time, keeps this matchup alive. Dirty Dom bides his time on the outside, as does Trick Williams, and Trick's got the sledgehammer. Not going to be able to swing it because Dom stops him in his tracks. I believe there was a Samoan spike by Umaga, who rolls back in. Count comes through. Dom's able to kick out because Umaga not there to break it up, and that's something that I'm noticing is these stars trying to capitalize on arguably a very slow Umaga. Size is great for absorbing shots, but it's also a detriment to speed. More weight to carry is never a good thing. And that is going to cost him. Umaga put in the corner, eats an axe to the back. Williams net slams McAfee off of that. Kendo stick this time into Umaga. Stereo tossing it into Williams, staggers him. Can't grab a hold of Williams, and Trick's going to unload a combo onto Mysterio. Nice double shot to drop Mysterio. Pinfall attempt to Umaga, trying to just steal it here. McAfee forced to kick out because neither Dom or Trick wanted to break that up. Blue Thunder comes through from Umaga. Now with a weapon in hand, that's probably a bad thing. And he cracks it onto McAfee. Mysterio forced into action. Neckbreaker connects onto Umaga. He's in the drop zone. Rock Splash connects. Mysterio into the cover. Williams into the ring. He's able to break that up. No need to get excited just yet. We're not seeing Dirty Dom at Conquest. Low blow though. That's a trick shot and a half. Dom utilizing McAfee's skills. Able to drop the axe onto both. Umaga is back to his feet. Gonna need to be stopped. Oh! Mysterio misses the axe. Able to grab a hold of Umaga, stop him, bust him open. That's not what I expected to be saying, is Dirty Dom busting open Samoan Bulldozer. In fact, a lot of these men busted open. Schoolboy from Umaga. Williams forced to break it up. That was very staggered Williams, and now he's caught. Samoan Spike! Umaga now with kendo stick in hand, cracks it onto Williams. Williams has kind of been the butt of all the impact recently. Now he's busted open. McAfee lining up Mysterio. Hurricane Rana from the top. Gonna send Umaga for a ride. Tries to pick the ankle, but pushed off easily. Samoan Bulldozer rolls to ringside. He's got his eyes set on Dirty Dom. And Dirty Dom knows it. Escapes at the desperate attempt by Umaga. Pinfall attempt now from McAfee. He's going to steal it. No. Mysterio too distracted by Umaga. Almost cost him. McAfee, though, unlucky not to get the win because Trick, as we said, has taken a lot of punishment. And now Umaga eats a destroyer. Down the wall goes Trick into the pin. It's a double pin. Who's going to count? 1, 2. No. Neither pin going to result in the win. Near fall for both Trick and McAfee. That could have been insanity. As Umaga, full Nelson half slam, connects onto Williams. Sorry, onto Mysterio. And there's a Hurricane Rana from Pat McAfee. Pinfall attempt. Mysterio slow to his feet. But Umaga there to break it up. Mysterio eats a sledgehammer. McAfee somehow in control, but there's the schoolboy. Williams trying to steal it. Umaga recovers. Staggered there as Mysterio gets a little cheeky, tries to call timeout on Umaga. But that timeout's not going to work because Williams is there, and Williams is about to whoop that Mysterio. Drop kick from McAfee. Evades Williams. Looking to fly. Swanton bomb connects. McAfee trying to stop Umaga. Who's the only thing in his path from getting a W. Mysterio rolls out. That's smart by Dirty Dom. Just taking that Swanton from McAfee and now staying alive in this bout. Pat lines up Umaga. Drops the axe into the cover. Mysterio into the ring. Gonna break this up, hopefully. Indeed he does. Trick. Not gonna be able to get that shot that he wants. It's Dirty Dom. And Pat just going to war, trying to land shots. Just Umaga yeeting. Trick. Code red from McAfee. Rolls through into Umaga. And these two might go blow for blow. DDT though. Gonna answer that. And Umaga dropped McAfee into the cover, but he took too long. And Trick, he's there. Ready to land his trick shot. Tell a lie, Mysterio catches him in his tracks. Now Umaga sent running. Big driver there by Mysterio. Has Williams isolated. An axe to the back of the skull. And the sledgehammer now in the hands of Mysterio. Loads it into McAfee. And then Williams. All that's left is for Dirty Dom to take out Umaga. But Umaga's got different plans. Samoan spike into the cover. McAfee recovering. 1, 2, through. Barely keeps the matchup alive. Mysterio trying to hit the drop kick as Umaga swirlies McAfee in the corner. Sits him out, and that's a big shot from Williams. Sensed where Umaga was and just stopped him. And the Samoan Bulldozer, though, did not take kindly the chop across the neck. Staggered now is Umaga. Into the covers, Dirty Dom, utilizing the ropes. Williams, though, breaks it up. This is turning into pandemonium. Umaga going to be taken out of that staggered state. Dirty Dom drops him. Trick trying to hit that tornado kick, can't get it. And Williams is able to grab a hold of Dirty Dom. Big right connecting. McAfee caught. Trick. Code red catches him. Pinfall attempt. Umaga recovering. Breaks it up. Huge there. Is Umaga just tossing Dom down. Pinfall attempt. Trick breaks it up. Uh-oh. Williams may have been thinking pile driver. Can't get it. Umaga just forces him off. Dom put in the corner. McAfee dealing with Dirty Dom. Well, he's going to unload. There's a symphony of punches. Going to be stopped there. Dom not going to fall prey to it. Trick trying to charge in on Umaga. Can't do so. Neckbreaker, though, comes through from Dirty Dom. Trick stood, caught. And he's not going to be able to pick it up. Williams trying to steal it now on McAfee. Dom breaks it up. There's the sledgehammer. But that is a spike to the jaw. Down he goes. McAfee back to his feet, breaks it up, and well, danger averted. Never mind. Samoan drop. McAfee put down. All four men know the stakes of this one, and they are delivering every step of the way. Who is going to Conquest? Everyone's been in with a shot to do so. Best shot has to have gone to where Umaga, almost certain victory. Now with the brawling spilling to ringside, you have to feel that whoever can just seize the opportunity inside the ring's going to do it. Oosh from McAfee. As Williams sends Umaga through and drops him down. Sledgehammer in hand. And Trick is fired up. Charges in. Big boot connects onto Umaga. Into the cover as Dirty Dom and Pat McAfee return to the ring, stopping Williams' attempt to win. Neckbreaker from Dom. Puts down McAfee. And it's coming down to this, maybe. Dom with the sledgehammer in hand. Pinfall attempt here. He's trying to steal it under the guise of Trick Williams, but Williams there to stop it. Realistically, the best moment to win this is when there is all but one star standing. Dom hits the Michinoku. McAfee into the cover as that's happening, and now Dom's going to look to ascend and take out Williams. Frog Splash attempted, misses. McAfee trying to steal it here, and he gets it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, there's not really much analysis that could be done on this. McAfee seizing the opportunity. This was the first attempt, but then Dom, while he looked to have connected the Frog Splash.
Here is your winner, Pat McAfee!
It was ineffective of breaking that pit up. McAfee nets the W in his debut and goes on to Conquest. Well, we've got 2 more bouts left, and we've got a grudge match. Let's get to it next.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Yes, I can. because it's a grudge match time. Battle of the Kings.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 251 pounds, Booker T!
Well, last week in a Conquest qualifier, it was Booker T, Grayson Waller, DDP, and William Regal all brawling for a spot at Conquest in that television championship match. DDP went on to win the bout, but in a shock moment at the end of it, William Regal stopped Booker T's attempt at breaking up the pin from DDP, thus setting up tonight's co-main event. Booker T wants revenge from Regal, costing him a spot at Conquest. And Regal happily
And his
obliged.
opponent from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 240 pounds, William Regal.
As such, we've got royalty battling here tonight in the Primetime arena. Only one of these two earns the W, but can they contain their aggression to just this match? Or will it spill over? That is something we're yet to see, but let's get underway with this matchup between Booker T and William Regal. Big kick out the get-go from Booker as he takes control early. Both men, legends of the game. Booker T, a Hall of Famer in both TNA and WWE. Training the next generation of stars across the globe. Building up like a formidable new generation. As for Regal, he's kind of doing the same form of thing on NXT. Scouts independent talent, brings them in, and really gives them the best chance of success. And now, big arm drag off the second rope there from Booker. As I say, both legends of the game, both known for their heel work. Booker T, Orma King, same for Regal. And while neither of them hold that title anymore, that's a big knee shot. I'm amazed Booker T landed that. Just flying over the top with no care in the world. Obviously expect more athleticism, agility out from Booker as he picks up the tempo. Regal, bruiserish. Obviously has his technical wrestling background. Blackpool Combat Club originator. Booker, hitting that maneuver. Leg drop. Such a innovative maneuver. Now a bookend puts down Regal. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2. No, nearly gets him. Regal out of this matchup so far. Really struggling to find a footing. Booker has dominated since minute 1. Finally, Regal lands a shot, and there's a big lariat. Dropping the leg across the throat as well. This is the moment Regal needed to get into this matchup, but is it too late? He's already absorbed a bookend and that Harlem Hangover. Trying to remember the name of it. Reverses down to that position. Good work by Regal. Now he gets to continue to grind away at Booker. Heads up top. Could this be the King Kong knee drop? Not the case this time. Instead, he is going to crown the former King Booker. Just unload some vicious shots. This is the dirty, cheap style Regal is known for. Trying to stretch away at Booker T. Sets him up. Off the ropes. Trying to hit that Regal line, can't connect. Instead, spine busted into the mat by Booker T. And Booker's not going to slow down now. Boom, big knee. Regal knee. That knee lift effective from Regal. Now trying to follow it up, can't do so. Instead, a bookend is his climax. 1, 2, no, nearly. Still Regal has fight left in. Kicks out in time. Booker not done though. Lines him up. May have to behead his opponent. He's already tried it with the Harlem Hangover. Maybe a scissor kick might seal the deal. William Regal busted open now. And, well, that small glimpse of momentum cut short as Booker T unloads and now heads back up to the high rent district. Harlem Hangover missing this time. And Regal needs to seize the opportunity. Vertical suplex connects. Calls Booker back up. Takes him high. Just needs to bring him down. He's going to choose to gun stun him. Goes for the cover off of it as well. 1. And a kick out by Booker in a very quick fashion. Obviously not taking too much punishment from Regal, who's kind of fallen short of expectations. Booker lands the big right. Going for the cover now himself. Is this enough? 2 and no. Regal forces Booker off him and kicks out. A little extra needed to put an end to this one, it seems. Booker might have sourced it in the corner, some big shots. This could be it. 1, 2, 3. Lights out in the corner. And revenge is a dish best served with a win. Booker T gets it over Regal, and I gotta say, apart from that small flurry in the middle of the match, it was all Booker T in control. This impressive as that long distance Harlem Hangover connected. Almost gets the dub there, but more needed to put away the King. Regal, this was that glimpse of success, but Booker fired back. immediately with a bookend. No shot for Regal to try and come back. Because the big man, Booker T, just kept on going.
Here is your winner, Booker T!
Well, like all Booker victories, we get a spinneroonie. Happy with this one. And well, one woman's not going to be happy after the main event. Fallon Henley finds out her number one contender, the championship at Conquest, in our Fatal 4-Way main event. Let's get to it. Well, it's main event time. And that's the champ's music. Hitting as well.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match. Please welcome the special referee for this match, Fallon Henley.
Well, it clearly seems that Fallon Henley wants a front row seat to this one. Special guest referee for her number one contendership bout. Clearly our general managers have been learning from one another. As we saw on Thursday, Drew McIntyre special reffing his number one contendership bout. Now Fallon gets to do the same over her belt.
And the participants, first from Boston, Massachusetts, Mercedes May.
But yes, let's get into the opponents, or the stars that will be vying for a shot at Fallon's Undisputed Women's World Championship at Conquest. Firstly, Mercedes Moné has kind of developed her game over recent years to be less reliant on just submission offense. That bank statement that she has been known to use out of the bankrupt. And well, it's now become more about the money maker. More about the power game in that regard. That changes how you approach Mercedes and her style. Victory tonight for Mercedes gets her something she's yet to receive here in IPW. A title shot. A woman that's had a title shot but fell short is the woman who's about to bring the glow.
And her opponents, first from Orlando, Florida, Naomi.
Naomi is a similar sort of story to what Mercedes Moné is. Used to be all about the high-flying, innovative offense. Now brings in that submission style with a proceed with caution and that rear view to just turn the tides of a match on a dime. An opponent tries to pick up momentum, pick up speed, charging into her. Bang, they get flattened almost immediately. And that is a style that Naomi has developed over the years and has become her very much bread and butter. Can she translate that style into a victory here tonight as she goes up against a close friend in Mercedes Moné? Both a lot of history overall together. Arguably best friends in the game. But best friends don't get you wins, especially in high stakes situation like this. And that's something the Glamour knows all too well.
And from London, England, Blake!
Turning on Toni Storm just to get the championship from her. Former AEW Women's World Champion Blake Monroe, formerly RIMA, hasn't crossed paths with any of these ladies in her career, which is honestly quite surprising considering there is crossover periods between her and Mercedes in AEW. That being said, there's more of a chance of the Glamour showing up and facing Naomi in WWE, but that's gonna have to fall after tonight's main event matchup. Blake fired up as well. The partner was victorious earlier tonight.
And from Knoxville, Tennessee, one half of the undisputed mixed tag champions, Bianca Belair!
He's looking to make it a second for the mixed tag champs tonight. The issue with that though for Bianca is the W puts her on double duty at Conquest. Something that The Miz is already doing. And well, Bianca could be joining him in the same regard. We shall see, but power is a style that you certainly associate with Bianca. But also you have to consider the agility, the high-flying offense she also possesses. As this Fatal 4-Way set to get underway, our special guest referee rings the bell. And it's no typical ref gear. It is more of a cow print ref gear. Early pinfall attempt here. Monet into the cover. Gets a 1 count. And well, the champion watching on. Pinfall attempt now, Bianca. 1. The champ's going to have to earn her money tonight. A lot of pins projected to happen in a Fatal 4-Way. Fisherman's suplex from Monet drops her best friend Naomi. Roll up here into the bridge by Monroe on Bianca, trying to get the early W, and that is something you will see in this style of matchup. Early pinfall attempts, just trying to work over your opponent. No DQ, no count out, carnage aplenty. Springboard attempt by Naomi falls short as the champion moves to safety. Pinfall attempt, Naomi trying to win it here. An early count, only gonna surmount to a 1. The champion so far calling it down the middle. That obviously can change on a dime because, let's be honest, it's a similar story to Drew McIntyre. He controlled that matchup and really he dictates who is in the championship bout. Beautiful German by Blake Monroe. Mercedes trying to battle with Blake. In fact, it's Blake who gets a grip of Mercedes, drops her with a side slam. Nice combo of roundhouses. The final shot ducked. Blake caught by Monet. The pinfall comes through here. Fallon into the cover. Counts only a 1. As the bodies start flying, you have to start wondering who's going to seize this opportunity. who would Fallon Henley like to face? Because let's look at the range of competition. Blake and Naomi, both stars that she has faced and beaten. Monet, I believe, would have faced off against her in the showdown, but did not get there. Bianca's yet to have a title shot. Realistically, overall, if I'm Fallon, I'd probably want to face Blake Monroe again. An easy payday for the champion in that regard. Godbuster by Bianca connects. As her and Monet work together for only a split second, but that spear stops that partnership. Naomi breaks up the pin. Champion kind of enjoying this carnage. And can you blame her? As all four ladies in this bout are just going toe to toe. Monroe yeets the sledgehammer and destroys Belair. Hits the tornado DDT as well. Into the cover. Monet caught. Pinfall attempt only good for a one. Fallon into the other cover. Either get the count as Fallon almost hit there by Bianca. Tries to go gorilla press. Roll up by Monet. Only good for one. Naomi may have been thinking proceed with caution. Can't get it. Instead, Monroe sends Naomi for a run. Sling blade connects. Into the pin. Bianca, fireman's carry up to the military press. As Monroe almost gets the dub. Only good for two. Stops Bianca's kendo stick escapades as well. Pin again, Bianca down. Monroe's really trying to win this. Belly to belly from Mercedes. She's just here to do some damage. Weaken the opponents to set up for a win. That glamorous DDT connects. Spiking Bianca into the mat, but Monroe just gonna negate Naomi's offensive. It's Mercedes and Monroe trapped in the ring. Champ watches on. It's Mercedes. Cradle shock. And then follows through. Clothesline dropping Naomi. Fisherman's Buster. Monet just unloading and now hooks up Bianca. Monet. Mika. Such effortless offense from Mercedes. Split-legged attack by Naomi. Not going to go for the cover. Instead, it's Monet on Monroe trying to get the W. Beautiful drop kick from Blake. Signature in her style of those drop kicks. So effortless. Naomi, effortless, cartwheeling into that knee. Monet goes for the cover. Down is Naomi. Two drop kicks attempted. Only Bianca's connects. As she just is now reaching the precipice of her power game. She's caught electric shed and dropped down onto the mat. Naomi caught. Monet unloads. Blake caught. Fisherman suplexed. The champion honestly getting some good intel on how to deal with all these ladies. And to be honest, I'm her. Gotta assess the danger. German suplex and now a pin. Bianca tries to get the win, but Monroe in position to stop it. Tries to go for the hair wish. Can't get it. Instead, escapes out of Monroe's double underhook DDT. Naomi tries to capitalize, can't do so. Instead, it's Monet who's caught. Bianca hooks up Naomi from behind, drops her down into the pin. One, and it's broken up by Monet, who eats a chair shot. Roll up, pinfall attempt. It's a slow count from our referee. Started off, but gets the 2 in the end. Northern Lights from Monet. German from Blake. We're touring the world here. First saw the Northern Lights, and then we see a German. But the referee's taken out. Naomi happy to have flattened Fallon Henley. Money Maker connects. Without the referee, no one can win right now. Fallon slow to recover. Finally back to her feet. Got a feeling though, she's not too pleased with that. Into the cover goes Monroe. And again, Fallon eats a shot, this time from Monet. Back breaker. Connects. Second, I thought Bianca was going to hit Fallon with the kendo. Not the case. Instead, it is a kendo stick swung for the fences. Bianca into the cover. 1, 2, oh, nearly. That was a quick count by our champ. He wants this done and dusted. And Monet obviously hit her. Bianca, KOD connects onto the kendos. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2, 3. Double duty drawn for Bianca, as the champion had enough of getting hit in this affair. And let's be honest, can you blame her? 4 vicious women. And Bianca earns her first shot at this championship. I'm hearing, or I've heard grumblings, obviously. If Fallon is able to retain this championship at Conquest, there will be a unification of her championship and the television championship. What that will mean, we will find out, obviously, after Conquest, but that is something I have heard through the grapevine by our general managers. Well, we'll see how that ends. But obviously, to do that, she has to beat Bianca Belair, as the EST earns victory in our main event. The kiss of death, bang, on the kendo, down for the quickest 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Bianca Belair!
Given a chance now to celebrate. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed our main event and all of tonight's show. Keep liking them below, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you for Breakdown on Thursday.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact,